So I'm getting for the masculine energies for Sagittarius that you have been feeling a sense of longing for a sense of more emotional fulfillment in your life, and it's not being present in your everyday reality. Perhaps outer circumstances in your love life have not been providing the nourishment or the emotional connection that you crave and desire. But this is in the past. And so the feminine has the Six of Cups. It's sort of a similar energy, the cup energy. And this card upright signifies happy friendships and receiving gifts of love from others, whether it be through friendships or partnerships or any sort of love in any area of your life. And being in reverse, that wouldn't have been present in your everyday experience for some reason or another. This is general reading, so yeah. Well, that goes without saying. The Lover's in reverse as a shared energy. So this is divine union of masculine and feminine energies. And when I say masculine and feminine, I'm not specifically pointing to male and female. Everybody has masculine and feminine energies within themselves, and generally, for the most part, we tend to be dominant in one or the other. And I believe we're on a path collectively to balance and recognize and own the not the recessive, but the less dominating, the less dominant trait in ourselves to come into wholeness. So with the Lovers in reverse, it does signify, both of you. Oh, Sagittarius. Love just hasn't been on the forefront for you in January. I would say I'm recording this on January 20. So why? I'm going to clarify these cards to open it up. Okay. Yeah. So perhaps for the masculine, there have been offers of love or maybe dabbling in particular relationships, but not seriously, a budding of a new romance, but either it didn't take off or it wasn't the type of love that you were looking for, that you're ultimately feeling would be satisfying and fulfilling to you. So you just kind of took that cup and turned it upside down and walked away. Like, this isn't it. And for the feminine, with a 9 of Swords in reverse, that's taking some time out to examine the worrisome thoughts over love. And perhaps the feminine has been going through a process of purging and examining from a more lighted place instead of at night or in the dark or from the shadows, and letting her desires rule her from a subconscious standpoint, bringing her true desires of how she wants to meet her masculine counterpart in the real live 3D partnership way, and taking the time out perhaps from these partnerships to really dive into in a very healthy way, to again examine or perhaps journal what it is and in what direction she would like to go. I say she, could be he, in taking her love life to in the next part of her life, in the next chapter. Because here there has been a lot of transformation for both parties through perhaps the absence of a partnership, or perhaps you have been in a partnership and you've been examining, both of you, what the other person has to offer and how that fits in with your ultimate picture of divine union in the best and highest partnership that you can co-create with somebody. And it's your whole ideas around love have been transforming and evolving, and you're putting to rest a chapter of your life where perhaps you're coming from a codependent need of having another partner in your life, and just really slowing down and taking the time for you. And again, that could be for coupled Sagittarians in current relationships. Perhaps there's been an emotional step back from these partnerships to maybe spend more time with friends and nurture outside relationships while this has been stewing, and giving yourself the opportunity to integrate that. So I'm going to move on to the present energies for the masculine for February and the feminine. And the shared energy. So the masculine has the Four of Wands. Celebrations, yay! This is a wedding card, and stability and family, and surrounding yourself with high quality people that you desire to spend time with. It's not this sort of juvenile energy of adolescent way of interacting, but you're coming more into the adult, mature, emotionally intelligent way of presenting yourself in these love partnerships, romantic partnerships that will have a more stable foundation than from where you were coming from. And the feminine has the Four of Swords in reverse, which points to an ending of the restful period. So again, coming from the Nine of Swords reverse to the Four of Swords, you're breaking out of this meditative, ruminating, questioning, examining phase, and moving out into the world with your newfound ideas and more of a solid understanding, again, similar to the masculine, of how you can join in partnership from a more authentic place, giving of yourself from a place that doesn't drain your batteries. Because when you take care of you and your inner needs are met on all levels, from that place you have genuine things and emotions and time to give to people, and in that way you don't feel resentful. With the Queen of Pentacles as the shared energy, I'm going to clarify this card. Perhaps in February, it's not quite there yet. I'm going to clarify all of them. Great. Yeah, okay, I'll get back to those. So in these partnerships, or perhaps a single situation as a single Sagittarius, feeling like maybe there's a few things carrying over from the past that you still get hung up on, and needing to let that go and not letting the material world rule your heart, but seeing the person for their true essence and what they have to offer you. on a more soul level instead of their material abundance. There could be some sticking points for both the masculine and the feminine. However, here the masculine energies is really finding a nice balance of self-soothing, I want to say, of understanding their softer, receptive side and not disowning it, but claiming it, while also still being able to get stuff done in the outer world, where the feminine with the star reversed, reverse on the Four of Swords reversed. She's dumping her cannons, her vessels, her vases out of water, sort of pouring them. It looks like it's going up because it's reverse. Perhaps she's still a little bit more focused in February on spiritual endeavors and regaining her connection to the divine as her source for ultimate love. Because I see the stars underneath her when it's reversed, and that being the foundation of having faith in the celestials, in the divine energies, and letting that pour through her coming out of this meditation. So I think that's wonderful. It's beautiful, really. And still taking the time for her to get comfortable in her own skin and feeling like she's home on the earth and bridging the gap between the spirit world and the material realm of the earthly plane, and perhaps doing a little bit of further studying in the way of, I want to say, ancient texts somehow. So, and that's going to be illuminating as to where the hiccups or the sticking points are still on the material plane, and bringing them to light and giving them to God so that she can go back up to her high castle and join the party with the masculine. So let me flip over the future cards for the masculine, central, the energies they share, and the feminine. So the masculine has the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Gotta love those reversals. The shared energy moving out of February. Ooh, the Three of Pentacles. Shared projects. And for the feminine, the King of Cups. So, the masculine has the Two of Pentacles. So, he's not vacillating anymore as to how this works. In the outer world, the inner world, the outer world, the inner world. He's able to very easily, moving out of February, coming from the Temperance energy, perhaps balance home life and work life. And he's still playing around with it because it's reversed. But there's not so much of a concern, or it's not a preoccupation. He's just going about his business and letting it happen. A clarifier. We have the Page of Pentacles. So a new offer, a new opportunity. Perhaps he's going to pick a new project and run with it on the earthly plane that he's going to be excited about and bring towards the feminine, I sort of want to do this as a potential relationship or giving from this balanced place. Now he has these new ideas of, in the practical world, on practical matters or projects that he would want to endeavor with the masculine and get her input on. She's not so receptive to it, though, with the King of Cups in reverse and the High Priestess. It doesn't seem like she is completely ready for this project, since this is coming in from her side. There could still be some work to do around feeling like she has enough on her own to be able to come to the masculine in equal partnership and not from a needful or codependent place, and still working on developing her intuition and her inner emotional world. She's going to want to feel emotionally stable and equanimous. I just made that word up, I think. And before she feels like she has the energy to work on the project with the masculine, she could have some resources that she could throw at the project, but any sort of action or emotional input, I don't see her being superfluous with, or yeah. So let me quickly pull. Let's see. An Archangel Michael card for a little bit more advice. For sure. Okay. Sorry if I shook the camera. Forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear towards others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. I feel like this is a message for both, but really mainly for the feminine. Perhaps she's working through some forgiveness from past relationships in February and going on an inward journey of taking ownership of how things played out, and not from a blameful, shameful, or guilty place, but releasing that, forgiving herself for maybe even feeling that way in the first place. Because that's never a productive or helpful place to be regarding oneself, of beating oneself up for losses or past decisions. We're always doing our best in the moment, and coming to that knowledge is very empowering, to allow what happened in the past as it is what it is. It happened. And not carrying any of those toxic burdens